Hello and good evening everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am very excited because my seed order came in the mail and I am so absolutely excited. I'd like to order more, I think, but I just wanted to get started. I was so excited. I, for the first time, have gotten the whole seed catalog from Baker Creek. I really enjoy Baker Creek. I like all that they are doing. I really like what they're doing to try to preserve all these heirloom types of different fruits and vegetables, and I think it's really important. And so my only order for this seed haul is from them. I do order from other places as well, but I just did just what I could for right now, and it definitely isn't everything. I know for sure. I know I will definitely want to get at least a few more things. I would like to get some flower seeds as well. We are just at the beginning of the winter season, and I actually have grown to love winter for what it brings, for that time of rest that we all really need, even though we don't always know we need. But I've been kind of disappointed actually though, because I'm sure a lot of people haven't been experiencing this, but it has not been normal, the temperatures. They've just been too warm for where I am. I'm up in Maine in zone 5B, and there has been years I remember growing up where there was snow on Halloween. I mean, it didn't stick, but snow already in November, and we're in January and we're just getting our real first snow, and I've already heard that it's most likely gonna melt by next week. So I'm kind of disappointed in that actually. Some people may be kind of happy to hear that, but I kind of find it troublesome. But however, we are in the beginning of winter, and that always gets me excited at the beginning of the new year to get excited about the next garden season. And so the plan for this video is for me to open up my seeds that I just got, go over them with you, kind of talk about some of them, some that are new to me, and I can tell you what I'm excited to learn about them, and there's some that I already know about that I will tell you my personal experience with, and I think I will also show you the seeds that I still have in my collection that I have gotten in previous years. So with that being said, let us open this package right up and get into our seed haul. Okay, so to get started, I want to start with my favorite thing in the garden. I think it is a big favorite for most of us out there, but the tomatoes. So let's see what I ordered. I kind of remember and I kind of don't remember, so it's kind of a fun surprise for me too. We got Berry's Crazy Cherry. So this one I'm excited about. Never had this before. It is a kind of white yellow cherry tomato variety, and it is said to grow lots and lots of yield. Like, look at that cluster. That is just crazy. Don't know if we'll get that. I do remember seeing some reviews saying that the amounts that they were getting was not to this extent. Obviously, you know, when they're growing them, it's probably under the best circumstances. So probably can't expect that exactly, but I am still excited for a very big yielding, sweet yellow cherry tomato. Yeah, very sweet. It says great for salads. I absolutely loved, I believe it was the white cherry this past summer. Just the flavor was so good. Alright, I got the Amish paste. So I have not grown a paste tomato before. I've grown more like slicers and cherries and have turned them into paste, but this is my first time getting a paste, and this is a tried and true paste. Many people recommend this as the paste tomato, and so I'm excited to grow it this year because I am hoping to make lots and lots of tomato paste, tomato sauce to put up, so that'll be exciting. Alright, we got tomato orange icicle. So that's kind of an oblong type orange tomato, and it's from the Ukraine. It says it has a very sweet, kind of a citrusy overtone, and this is also a long paste type of tomato. So this is another paste, like I said, haven't grown paste before, and just a different flavor composition going on in there. So that sounds really good as well. We got the pineapple. This is a new one for me. It says to grow very large fruits, up to like 2 pounds, and it's a yellow fruit with red marbling. Sweet, fruity, and prolific. So this is another one that sounds very good to me. Haven't tried before, and I'm excited to see what happens with that one. And this one is called the Ozark Pink Tomato. It just kind of looks like a basic, kind of a smaller slicer. It has a kind of more pinkish color, it says. So why I was really interested in this variety is because it is said to be pretty disease resistant, but mostly because it is a very quick grower. So where I am in my zone, have to start tomatoes. I honestly start mine 8 weeks before the predicted last frost date so that they have a really good head start, but I like to stick to varieties that are on the shorter end opposed to the longer end, since my growing season is so short, about 150 something days I believe on the top of my head. So can't do as many things with that kind of a short growing season. So this looks like it might be a good one for the shorter growing season. It says it takes 65 to 75 days. So that is quite nice for a tomato. A lot of tomatoes can be on the upper end of closer to 80 to 100 days. So that is nice. The last tomato I got new this year is just another bag of tomato white currant. This is the one I was talking about that I had grown this previous garden season, and they're just absolutely so delicious. They were my favorite cherry to pick out of the garden for just fresh eating. So good, so delicious. So that is another pack of that one. Now let's go into ones I've already had. Some of them I have not grown because I have a smaller garden. I didn't get to grow all of them. Other ones I did, so I will comment on that. This is the Sunrise Bumblebee. Very pretty, gorgeous cherry tomato. Very good flavor for sure, but I will always compare all the flavors to this white currant for myself. This was just above everything else for me personally. But these were very, very good as well. Very pretty, and they did very well. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I believe it is Polish, but the Betelux, something like that. But this is one of those varieties that are very basic that I just got because they are an earlier to start making fruits variety for me. They are good for making into the sauces or to use as a slicer. They're kind of just an all-around whatever you need tomato, but at the same time nothing special. So I would recommend it for somebody who wants to really make sure they get some harvest from their tomatoes, and just want something kind of that works all around, but nothing spectacular. But I didn't really expect anything that spectacular anyway. But I would grow these again for sure. This is the mushroom basket, and I'm very surprised. This variety comes from Russia, and I'm quite surprised actually because I grew this kind of more as something fun because it looks really cool. Didn't think it was going to be my biggest grower, and I don't know exactly why that is. I, for the most part, planted originally at seed starting time the same amount of each kind, and somehow I just seem to end up with more of these plants, or something happened, but I got so many of these, and this did really well for me. This put out a lot of fruit, and it was really good as well. It's good for slicer, obviously. I made a lot of it into the paste, and that works very well. It has kind of a mild flavor, and it doesn't really have that many seeds in it, which is nice for a lot of people. The one thing I will say is because of how it's kind of ridged, it's very cute. It looks almost like a little red pumpkin, but it did seem a little bit more prone to getting damage as it was growing. It did grow super well for me, however, they did seem very damaged. Not a huge deal, you just cut those damaged parts off and can use the rest of it, but very interesting. Definitely will grow again. We'll probably try to hold back on this one, however, and try out some of these newer varieties. We got the Black Beauty, and it is very pretty. They do grow this nice, deep, dark black color, which is very cool. In my area, or in my experience with them, I haven't gotten them to grow very big or very many of them. And a lot of it could be user error. I have kind of a small space, and I do think I tried to fit more than I should have in that small space in an attempt to grow all kinds of different varieties. But I think I only got just a couple from the plant, maybe 2 or 3 or 4. So didn't really get much, but the ones I got were very pretty, but the biggest one was pretty small, medium size. So will I try it again this year? Maybe. The flavor wise, nothing spectacular, didn't stand out to me, but very, very pretty. Going with another black, the Black Cherry. This one is very delicious. I find it to have a better flavor than the Black Beauty. Grew very well for me. It seems like a kind of a bigger cherry tomato, maybe like that big. A nice just tomato flavor, if that makes sense. So I would definitely recommend this for a cherry tomato. I have Tiny Tim Tomato. This is a determinate variety, and it's kind of cool. They're very small, so if you want a tomato to kind of be on a deck or to have maybe even in your windowsill, honestly, this is a good one to do that with. I will show you another one that's new to me that I got sent free this year for ordering so many, is Tomato Spoon Tomato. So that's kind of cool. They're very itsy bitsy, and it takes 65 to 70 days, it says. Micro mini fruit. This, they say it might be the world's tiniest tomato. So very interesting. Those seem even smaller. I assume that's a determinate as well. But these ones I have grown before, and they are cool. You don't get much from them, but if you're really need a small space tomato, or even just almost kind of a house plant type plant, this would be a very good variety for you to grow. And the fruit are very good, but it's just a very small, bushy little thing. So not good for big scale gardens, but something cute. I would look into Tiny Tim. This is one that I got free the last time I ordered, and I have not tried yet, but the White Tomasolol. It says it's an 80-day variety and an amazing heirloom bursting with fragrance and natural goodness. Creamy, smooth, half-pound fruit with excellent yields. So that's interesting. I have not grown a white, big-sized tomato, a big slicer or anything like that, so I might try that. It's pretty cool. It looks like it could be good. Given the fact that I love the white cherry so much, I probably would really enjoy that. So I'll try that one in this year's garden, most likely. I have not tried this one. This one is called Dad's Sunset, and it is an orange tomato. It is a nice big slicer, and it says it keeps very well in uniform and is very flavorful. Very pretty, like a nice sunset orange color, and I might try that one. This is a problem with having a smaller space. You just want to try everything, but I think I'm going to focus more on productivity than trying things this year. It will be a little bit hard, but that's kind of the direction I want to lean with my smaller space, is making the most productivity out of that smaller space, opposed to trying a whole bunch. I still want to try some new things to see how they go so that I can learn from that, but we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you updated on that one. This is Dr. Witchy, I believe is how you, or Dr. Wychie, I'm not sure. This is one that's said to grow a pound, and it's a tangerine orange with a smooth texture and a tropical sweet taste. And it's said to have heavy yield, so that might be one that I'll try. It looks very good. It kind of looks like a cute little pumpkin, especially in that picture. How lovely. So I think that one will be one to try. We'll see. We'll see what I grow. I will definitely let you know when we get to growing time. I'll definitely do videos about seed starting when we get to that time, so that'll be exciting. This one is called the Big Rainbow, and this one is to have 2-pound fruit, very sweet tasting, and as you can see on it, it's got kind of stripes. Very pretty. I can't remember, I think I did grow this actually last year, and from what I remember, I didn't get that many, but the ones I did get were very nice. I wish I remembered better. I think I did. Or it was either this one or the one I'm about to show you. It'd probably be a good thing for me to remember, but I do not, unfortunately. But this one is called the Solar Flare tomato. And this is a 6 to 10 ounce beef steak. And as you can see, it is very pretty. I think it was this one I grew. Very pretty, kind of a medium size. Like I said, it said 6 to 10 ounce. And a nice flavor. Didn't get a huge yield on these, but like I said, I think a lot of it is user error, overpacking and stuff. I don't know why I got so many, like more of this mushroom basket variety than I did any of the other big varieties. So interesting. We'll have to try to dive into that and see if there's a reason for that this year. But with that being said, those were my tomatoes. That is probably the biggest part of this haul because I absolutely adore tomatoes. They are my favorite. I love eating them fresh, and I love tomato-based stuff like sauce and things like that. So with that though, let's get into the other varieties of things that I got. I got this rubber cauliflower. This is said to be a very adaptable and easy to grow cauliflower, which is why I went with it. It is just kind of a basic white cauliflower. It is said that they will stay very nice even if you have temperature fluctuations or anything going on. It's from Poland, and this is just seems like a very nice variety to get started with. Haven't grown cauliflower before, so we'll see how that one goes. I also got this Calabos cabbage, a really pretty purple cabbage, but this is also, it says 2 pounds, and it is a good storage cabbage, which is what I'm looking for. So always make sure when you're looking for storage food such as cabbages or even types of potatoes or onions, stuff like that, that you're looking for storage varieties, because not all of them are created equal. Some store better than others, and it would be very sad for you to grow something and then it all go bad because it's not as good at storing. I already had some Brunswick cabbage seeds that I have not tried yet, but I might plant some this year. I'm not sure yet, not positive, but this one is said to be a very cold hardy fall winter cabbage, and this one also stores very well. So we'll see what I plant, maybe a couple of each to see how they both do. And I just liked the idea of if I made something with cabbage to have, you know, some nice pretty purple in there as well. I'm kind of a visual person. I'm a visual artist, so just the idea of different colors was kind of a nice thought to me. I grew broccoli last year, but I used up all of those seeds and actually forgot to buy more broccoli. I do want to grow more this year. Some different varieties probably. Last year, I know on the top of my head, I grew purple peacock, and I can't remember what my grain variety was, but the purple peacock, I will say, is very pretty, very nice, but for me, I definitely enjoy the flowered part of the broccoli more, the crowns, they say, and the purple peacock kind of grew in a way that had more stem parts, and, you know, I can handle it. I have a very picky partner, though, and so he didn't like that so much, and it was hard to, it felt wasteful to just cut the flower parts that we like and not use the rest of it, but there was a lot of more stem than flower on that variety, so probably won't get that again. And I need to figure out what variety I am going to get, though, and I forgot to. I knew right after I placed the order I forgot broccoli, So I'll have to go back and order more, and I'll let you know when I know, because I'm excited, because I did very well. I grew a good amount of broccoli and I put it up in the freezer. I still have some, and it was very good, other than, like I said, too much stem for me personally and for my partner. So you live and you learn though, right? I have not grown carrots before, but this year I specifically got this variety, New Carota, I believe it's called, and this has seemed to gotten a lot of hype as being one of the best tasting carrots. It is a smaller type of carrot as well, which is just fine for me. It said it is an improvement on the famous Japanese Carota, and this one is sugary sweet and the texture is ultra fine grained. So this sounds very nice. It says it's very hardy and it does very well in different environments. So I do hope I will be able to grow this year. The reason I haven't done carrots is just because lack of space, and they become at the lower part of my priorities. So really hope I grow this year. I'm excited for it. Speaking of root vegetables, I got bull's blood beets. Look how pretty of a red color they are. That's so cool. I might even make some dye or something with this. This is really awesome. But I do enjoy beets, and I don't eat them as much as I'd like to. Haven't grown them myself more. And so let's hope I get to grow a lot of these. Beets are decently quick to grow, and so I am excited for that. Also, I got radishes. And I will admit, I've actually never had radishes before, to my knowledge, and I'm kind of excited to try them. This is a very quick growing variety. This is said to have very unbelievably rapid yields, and it will grow in 18 days or less. So that's quick even for a radish. Radishes are pretty quick, but that seems very quick. So I'm excited to try these in different ways. I know people say that there's different ways to cook them, even if you're not super into how they taste when you normally cook them. So I'm excited just to get them, see how I can prepare them in a way that's delicious, because how could you not want to when it's something that grows so quickly? That's crazy. So I haven't grown any kind of squash before, but I got 2 types of pumpkins. So we'll start with the Nikasi. I'm not sure how to say that, but this is said to grow in 85 days, which for a pumpkin is very quick. That's the reason I gravitated towards this variety. I think it's the quickest variety I found. And so, because a lot of pumpkins are at least 100 days, and like I've already mentioned, my growing season is short. So this would be great to try, I thought. It says 4 to 6 pounds fruit, which is great, very nice. Got a lot of nice information about it on the seed packet, but that just seems like a best chance at getting some pumpkins type of variety for me, especially as somebody who's never grown them before and has a shorter growing season. So I'll have to find space for a pumpkin patch. This one is called Winter Luxury Pie. A small little one also. This one is 6 pounds, it says, and has a white netting. One of the best tasting pie pumpkins around. So that's exciting. Pumpkin pie is my partner's favorite, and so I would love to get some nice pumpkins that I can store up for making homemade pumpkin puree. That would be fantastic. So that's the goal with these. This is going to be my first venture into squash, and so I hope it goes well. Next, let's go with some leafy greens. So I had gotten the Bronze Beauty lettuce. This is said to be an award-winning type of lettuce. And it says super sweet leaves blush with bronze, mainly along the leaf margins. The leaf margins, not the reef. Heat tolerant, slow to bolt. So that looks very pretty. I remember it being one that grows decently quickly, I think 40 something days. And that's very nice. Surprisingly enough, I've had trouble with spinach and lettuces bolting on me. You'd think living in a colder area that it would not do that, but it kind of does. It gets bolting really quick before a lot of leaves grow. So excited to try some more lettuces. I also got this one, which, should I even try to say this? Merveille des Quatre Saisons. It is French. I have been trying to learn some French, but that was not a good representation. But it says to be a French heirloom, crisp and tender, and this one I know also is pretty quick. So I'm hoping to get some good lettuces that I can have fresh for salads in the summer, because obviously you don't really store lettuce. I've never heard of such a thing. I don't know if you could actually. I've tried in the past cinnamon romaine and speckled lettuce, and I've gotten some off of them, and they're very nice tasting, but like I said, I think it's been a combination of not having the best place to plant them, and they just kind of have bolted. But I might try some of these again as well. We'll see. For spinach, I got Bloomsdale long-standing spinach. This one is also said to not bolt very quickly, and it says it has some very nice leaves. It looked really good. It's a quick grower as well, so that'll be fun to try. I enjoy spinach in a lot of soups that I make and in salads, so that would be nice to have. And I got a Russian red ragged kale. I have not used much kale. I have had it before in salads and stuff, but if I get some kale, that would be great. This is said to be 50 days. This is also a Russian variety, very tender, mild at any size. Looks good. Very pretty. That would look very pretty in a salad. So hopefully I can get a nice, good salad garden going on. That would be great. And next, I just have to talk about melons. Now, I'm not a big eater of melons. I will eat melons. I don't dislike melon. But I never really grew up eating a lot of it, and it hasn't been something I've eaten much of. However, I do eat watermelon in the summer as a nice little fresh treat, and I got this variety of watermelon. This is called the Early Girl. As you can see, it is a nice small variety. It is 3 to 4 pounds mature, and this one is very quick to grow and very good for short seasons. So we'll see how that variety goes. I have in the past grown both Benny Kodama, I think is what it is called, and Blacktail Mountain. Now, from what I remember, we're definitely not under the best circumstances, so I'm sure I can do better now. This is a couple seasons ago. This one, I don't think it put any fruit out, or if it did, very small. However, the Blacktail Mountain did put out 3 or 4 fruit, and 1 or more definitely got to the right size, and I got to enjoy. So that was really cool that year when I grew my first watermelon. So I'm excited. I think this variety will do even better for me, especially with the knowledge I have now. Something I've grown the last few years is this early frost pea. As you can see, the bag that it was in broke, and so it's in another bag. But this pea variety has done very well for me. Always grows great and has great peas, so I thought I would mention it. I do think I could get more peas, but the one thing is, as much as I love them with the space I have now, it doesn't make the most sense to take up the space for peas, since they're just kind of a treat and not something to really get a lot of to be able to store it up. You would need lots and lots of peas to be able to store it, and I just don't have that kind of space. So I haven't gotten any more varieties, but I know this variety for me in a cold area, I plant them right directly in the ground before the last frost date, or right around it, and it does great. And you can just keep planting them throughout the season if you decide you want some more, and they grow up really nice and have very delicious peas. Very last thing that I got, like I said, I do want to get flowers. I didn't yet because I was already pretty high spending, not that high, but as much as I wanted to spend at the time, and so I held back from the flowers. But I did get one, and that is Milkweed Soulmate variety. It is gorgeous, and milkweed, if you don't know, is the host plant for monarch butterflies, which I believe is still unfortunately on the endangered list. I could be wrong, but I believe it is. This is perennial in zones 3 to 9, so it should come back for me just fine every year, which is very exciting. I do want to focus on perennials because that's just great, something you don't have to replant every year, something that can last for however long. It says it's a vanilla-scented swamp milkweed with gorgeous ballet slipper pink blooms. Pollinators cannot resist this mid to late summer bloomer. It says the plants reach just over 3 feet tall and are fantastic in any garden. So yes, great for pollinators. That's one big reason why I want to get more flowers so that I can integrate them in, you know, get the pollinators attracted to my area. I'd love to be able to do my own cut flowers or even cut flowers for other people eventually. So many big dreams and all the things to do, all the time to do it. And with that, that is going to wrap up my seed haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I have been watching seed hauls nonstop for this past week or so, and that got me excited to go buy most of my seeds for the year. And so I hope you enjoyed watching my seed haul and get inspired as well. I hope I gave good information for you that possibly could help making decisions on certain varieties. So with that, I'm going to sign off for the evening. I hope you have a great rest of the day and a great garden season to come. And I'm rooting for you, and I'll talk to you in the next video. All right, see you later.